What's up, Humble? I mostly just lurk here. Okay, I hope that's working out for you. Let me know how that's working out for you. What's up, Kate? It's nice to see you. What's up, Rafay? Close, sweet, isn't it? Okay. Don't worry, Emrula. It will pass. I promise. Okay, it is my birthday today, and I wanted to go live. Wow, really? I wanted to go live and actually see people I know. I don't know who some of these other people are. Do you play Sea of Thieves? No, I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. I play, what's up, Leo, of course. I play Battle Prime. It's a shooting game. I play it on my phone all the time. What's up, Kinez? I don't do any of that shit. I write poetry, I read, and I read tarot. Happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Blue. Yeah, so last night I got surprised with presents and a bouquet of roses. They were beautiful. My kids bought me some presents, and my parents bought me some presents, and we had a big dinner, and it was awesome. And I had a big fat steak, and I had potatoes, and it was honestly so good. It was so good. You drank too much? No, I don't drink. I've been sober for almost 6 years. Happy birthday, you're stunning. Thank you. If you apply lipstick, I'm not, this is not that kind of stream. I'm just waiting for more of my people to come in that actually watch tarot. Can we get started on your birthday with cards? Yes. Oh my God, you guys. You know, like the vertical streaming, I definitely was with it. But as of late, it's just gotten a little weird. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So for the people that are here for all signs, welcome. Obviously, we're going to be taking a look at your sign today, and we're going to see the week ahead for you. If you do want to book a super chat question, you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. You can book there and get your cards read during the live. Kinez, if you wouldn't mind posting that link in the chat, I see that you're here. Hi. If you wouldn't mind posting that link in the chat so that way I can pin it, that would be awesome. Hope you have a wonderful day. Oh, thank you. From the Bahamas. Wow, you're just trying to make my day worse. I want to be at the Bahamas. You were so talented. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yesterday I wrote 2 poems and I had a lot of fun with that. And so I'm probably going to go ahead and post those. Probably tomorrow though, because I have to record a video for it. Thank you, Katie. Oh my God. Your hair is pretty. Thanks. It took a long time to get here. Honestly. I just got it trimmed recently, so I like it. What's up, Shan? What's your number now? Happy birthday. Thank you. All right, let me go ahead and pin this comment. Thank you so much. There we go. Did I get it? Yay. All right, Kenneth, thank you so much. No, this is not an OF twerking thing. Please just leave if you're here for that. I don't know how you guys end up in my chat. Just go if that's what you're looking for. Okay, this is just a tarot channel. Where are you from? I live in Virginia. I am from India. You don't say. You don't say. Will you be teaching a master class on tarot? You're an exceptional reader and I want to learn from you. Well, you know, I do offer one-on-one lessons, but I let people just email me if that's something that they want. I did start creating a course and then I ended up getting really busy and then I fell back on it. But short answer is yes. Yes. Okay, so now I'm gonna ask, okay, so now this is when you guys get to choose. What sign do you want to see first? What sign do you want me to read first? What do you do on this channel? I read tarot. Why are you speaking a Valley girl? I'm from the West Coast. I don't know what to tell you. This is just my voice. I'm also a Mercury in Libra, so I like to blame that as well. Why do you care? Sorry, Kennez, I know you have your work cut out for you. God, why does it always do that? I don't know, Faye. You just, okay. Shit, I didn't see. Kennez, do you know who won? Shit. Do you know who won? Because I didn't see it. Please tell me that you know who won. Who reads energy, but he is investigating me. I never met anyone like him. How do I handle the situation? I don't know what you mean by investigating. Nicole, thank you, baby. You're really gorgeous. Aw, thanks. That's really nice. Thanks, Shan. Taurus won. Wow, Taurus won. It's my lucky day. I'm a Taurus rising, Taurus moon. All right. Thank you, Kennez. Okay, guys, so without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look. Once again, welcome. We're going to be taking a look at your sign. If you guys want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. You will find that link. It is pinned in the comment section, okay? Anything else? If you book on Hipsy within the next 15 minutes, then you can get 20% off your question, so you got a little bit of time, okay? So let's go ahead and see. Let's see Taurus. Show me Taurus. Show me Taurus and the week ahead between September 21st through September 27th. So you have the 8 of Cups. All right. You have the 6 of Cups. And you have the 9 of Wands reversed for your advice. Okay. Tell me about that 8 of Cups. 7 of Swords reversed. Ooh. And the 4 of Pentacles. Well, for some of you, this can certainly be reversed, but there's something in your life that you feel like is an illusion. You feel like it's not real. And you've kind of decided that it's time to get real about the situation, and you've decided to move on. So you're essentially walking away from something that maybe isn't right for you. It's not the right option. It's not the right choice. It's just a fantasy. It's just you're wearing rose-colored glasses around it. And you may feel like you got a bit of a reality check this week around that particular situation. The interesting thing about it is it's like you almost feel guilty in walking away from whatever it is. There's some kind of guilt here. Or if it's not guilt, there's some kind of truth that you may be holding back from the situation, from yourself, from this person. And for some reason, you're holding it back. You're afraid that if you're honest about it, that something will happen. Tell me about that 7 of Swords reversed. The Three of Pentacles reversed. Well, for some of you, it could be around a third party. It almost feels like you're questioning yourself on whether or not you feel like you're making a big deal out of something. Tell me more about that Seven of Swords reversed. The Ten of Pentacles. You're kind of being honest with a person that you don't see this really going anywhere. And it can be a job, it can be an actual intimate relationship, but you're kind of looking at this like, yeah, I don't really think that this has the legs to stand on, or I don't really see myself being here within the next 10 years or whatever it is. But I also at the same time feel like there's a hesitancy. Tell me about that Four of Pentacles. The Hierophant reversed. Something isn't aligning with you anymore. You know, this can be like, okay, you know, I've been in this relationship, I've been in this marriage for 15 years. You know, you're like, I've been in this marriage for 15 years. And maybe you got married really young, and now that you've gotten a little bit older, you understand yourself more, you've done a lot of growing, but maybe you feel like this person hasn't, and so you're kind of like, okay, I don't really think that this is it for me, right? Because it's like if it is that, if it's you and another person, it's like if one person keeps growing and the other one is just kind of falling short, or there's no progression, the person who's trying to elevate, or the person who's trying to move forward, is going to start to feel like they're being pulled backwards. The Six of Cups for what to expect this week. The Empress reversed. Well, that's you. And the Devil reversed. To be honest, I feel like you're trying to be very kind with yourself. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're trying to be kind with yourself about your physical appearance, about ways you've sold your soul. You have not sold your soul. Jesus Christ. Hopefully that's not it, right? But in ways that you have cut yourself off at the knees, or you sold yourself a little bit short because of how you felt about you, and how you felt about your physical appearance, how you felt about what your worth is, where it lies, etc. And there's a lot of memories that you're having, and in regards to how you got to this point. And you're empowering yourself through that, because, you know, like when we can be really hard on ourselves as people, especially with Venus and Virgo right now. Like Venus is in Virgo. We're very critical of our partners. We're critical of our own physical appearances. We can get very nitpicky, right? Venus is in fall in Virgo. She doesn't want to be in Virgo, right? She wants to be in like Taurus, where she feels luxurious and she's chilling, or she wants to be in Libra, where she's in her little relationships and she's socializing and all that stuff, right? She doesn't want to be in Virgo. So during this time, we can find that we're being a little bit nitpicky around ourselves. Tell me about that Devil reversed. The Knight of Cups. Aww. I feel like you have somebody here who's being pretty supportive of you. Tell me about why is the Empress reversed? The Knight of Pentacles. So, I mean, there's that Virgo energy, and that Empress is Venus. So you're working on something. There may be something that you're trying to put out there into the world. Maybe it's some kind of project. Maybe it's some kind of creative endeavor. And I do feel like you're working on it. If it's your body, you're working on that. There's something, it's like very slow and steady wins the race kind of ordeal. Tell me about that Six of Cups. The Ace of Wands reversed. You may have felt like you've lost your inspiration lately. And I think that you could have somebody here who's being very supportive of you and is trying to instill that love or instill that inspiration. So I'm almost getting like the word muse. I'm getting the word muse. Okay, now I'm hearing the song Muse by Sophia Isella. Ugh, I love her, by the way. Go listen to that maybe. So it feels like somebody's trying to inspire you through emotional support. So your advice for this week is the Nine of Wands reverse. What's going on, Lori? Okay. Tell me about that Nine of Wands reversed. The World. You're very close to accomplishing something, Taurus. You're really close to accomplishing something, and I'm afraid you're going to walk away too soon. Okay. Now, if this is like an abusive relationship, you know, you got a guy that doesn't have any bed sheets, you know, on his bed, or you're dating a girl that's got her mattress on the floor and she treats you like shit. Like, okay, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay. But I feel like you guys are so close to something. You're like this close. And it's that one last push, but some of you may end up giving up too soon without the realization of what's behind the door. Because you felt like you didn't have the key, you know? Yeah, don't do it to yourself. Tell me about that Three of Swords. This is also asking for emotional maturity. Don't allow yourself to do something impulsive or in the moment or from a moment of weakness that may end up causing pain to yourself or to another. Tell me about that Nine of Wands reverse. The Nine, yeah, don't do anything impulsive. Again, don't do something impulsive. Don't let pride get in your way, and the South Node. Interesting. Well, the South Node is currently in Virgo, so I mean that can be around you know, being too critical, being too perfectionistic, right? You don't need to be perfect. Sometimes you just need to put something out there, or sometimes you just need to get started. And so I think that's that with a lot of you guys. And if there is something you're being too prideful on, like pride can be a good thing, but if there's something that you're being too prideful about or on, you may end up robbing yourself of a gift or of an experience that you wouldn't want yourself robbed of. Okay, Taurus? So, Taurus, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis, and you can book there. You can find that link. It is the pinned comment in the chat, okay? What's my sign? I am a Virgo sun, Taurus rising, Taurus moon, Mars in Capricorn, Venus in Scorpio, Mercury in Libra. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Gemini. We're moving on to Gemini. What's up, Sean? Sorry, mods. I know you guys have your work kind of cut out for you today. I'm so sorry. Hi, Sean. What's up, LA Unique? Are you German? I am German. Das ist gut, ja? Yeah, I am German. My grandma is from Germany. What's up, Zenergy? Alrighty, let's move on to Gemini. What's going on, Gemini? I hope you guys are doing well. In your energy for this week, Gemini, we have the Knight of Cups reversed. Your week is the Ace of Wands reversed. Looking like a little like your friend Taurus here. The Two of Wands reversed for your advice. You guys got to get up. Like you guys, I feel like you guys need to get up. It's okay, you know, put your big boy pants on, your big girl pants on, whatever you got to do right now. If some of you are like dealing with a death in the family, just please ignore me, okay? But if it's not like that serious, or maybe you're having an emotional upset or you're not feeling unmotivated, I feel like just starting or just doing something and pushing through it may end up helping you a little bit. The Ten of Swords reversed. I heard the word mopey. Some of you guys might be feeling a little mopey. The Five of Pentacles reversed. Okay, that's good. Tell me about that Knight of Cups reversed. The Knight of, definitely not taking any damn action. Tell me about that Five of Pentacles reversed. The Devil reversed. Okay, well, that's good. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys are feeling a little mopey, you know, and I don't think it's anything that's really a big deal. It almost feels like there is this, like embers from the ashes moment, or there's like this leftover grime that you're still kind of getting through when it comes to something that you've had to overcome in the recent past. I don't feel like this is some big dramatic event that's happening this week. This feels like you're on the heels of, or this is on the heels of you. It's something that you've already tried to overcome. And so you're still a little bit moody about it. You know, you're not really sure what to do or where to go after this point, or after this ending, after this betrayal, whatever it may be. And you're understanding that you just have to get yourself out of it, because nobody's really going to do it for you. This can be a debt that you're needing to pay off. This can be some kind of relationship that kind of has you in the pits a little bit. Nonetheless, you seem to be empowering yourself, you know? When the Five of Pentacles is in the upright, this is like somebody who feels like they're left in the cold. They feel alone. They feel like something's missing. When it's in the reverse, that kind of gets alleviated. And I feel like it's because there's an awareness of the power that you do have in a situation where before you felt powerless. So, you know, it's like, okay, so you guys know my computer broke, right? And it's like, oh God, you know, and I felt pretty damn bad about it for a while, right? I felt like crap about, you know, and I still do, like, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, okay, well, what is in my power? I still have my phone, right? I still have my writing. I can still post my poetry videos on Where Dead Flowers Bloom, right? So you're seeing a way out of something, or through something rather. And it's really all about perspective, isn't it? So Gemini, for your week ahead, we have the Ace of Wands reversed with the Death card, okay? And the Strength. Wow. Damn, Gemini. Okay. So again, it's empowering yourself through change about what is in your power. The Death card is Pluto. You know, and Pluto is about power. It's about giving power away. It's about taking power, empowering yourself. And I feel like that's exactly what you guys are doing. And there's something about this moment where you're kind of, your confidence is being galvanized. Like there's this moment where you're realizing how far you've come, how much you've been through. And now there's this like confidence coming from that. You know, like a lot of my confidence has come from the things that I've been through and being able to come out on the other side. And that's what this feels like to me. You know, like, don't get me wrong. I don't think you're ready to like go out there and run a fucking marathon. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't feel like that, but there's like this, okay, this is what's in my control. This is what's out of my control, etc. What's up, Nina? How are you? Tell me about that Death card. Something's ending, I think. The Two of Wands reversed. Well, that's really interesting that the Two of Wands reversed is clarifying the Death card. And the reason why is because the Two of Wands reversed is your advice. You have been playing small for way too long. I think Uranus in your sign is going to kick your ass. I'm a Taurus rising, so I just got through that, okay? Even though Uranus is going to retrograde back into our sign. But it's going to go back into you, and it's going to be there for like, what, 8 years, something like that. So you guys are really going to have no choice but to integrate, progress, change, you know, practice and exercise some kind of innovative thinking, come out of your comfort zones, come out of your shell. You're going to have no choice but. And I'm going to tell you right now, as somebody who had Uranus in their rising sign and on their moon, it is not like a cakewalk, okay? This is not like Venus or Jupiter going through your sign. You know, it's basically like change or get dragged. So you guys are choosing not to get dragged thus far. And what this is going to do is this is going to break you out of some commonality that you've been stuck in. Tell me about that Two of Wands reverse, the King of Pentacles, and the Judgment. Wow. Some of you left some kind of entrepreneurial idea or business idea or just a business in general on the shelf in the past. And it could be because it was from a lack of planning, or, you know, maybe you just didn't have the right idea. Maybe you weren't feeling inspired. I feel like this is the time to pick that back up for some of you. Make sure you're paying attention to your finances as well. If that's not it, there can be some old financial issues that you're needing to kind of, I don't know, deal with, I guess you could say. I don't think it's anything like too severe, nothing like that. It's just asking you to make sure that you're making responsible decisions. Tell me about that Two of Wands reversed. The King of Cups. So this is just about being mature. This is just about being mature. This is about being emotionally mature, financially responsible, things like that. That's pretty much it. We have new moon eclipse. Well, today is the solar eclipse in Virgo, so there you go. And then we have Scorpio. Some of you have Scorpio placements. Maybe you're dealing with the Scorpio. We were kind of talking about Scorpio-ish. We were talking about Pluto, so that's kind of interesting. Power, I mean, not power. Well, yeah, a powerful change is going to happen when you take your power back, because you may have given yourself away in a situation or given your power away in a situation. And it seems like this is your guys' time to reclaim. And I want to say reclaim because that Judgment is there, which is also Pluto technically. Okay. People say it's Scorpio. It's technically Pluto, which does rule Scorpio. But anyway, I'm not going to get on my soapbox. And so there's something here where you're needing to make a very transformative decision that is essentially going to empower you. And I don't think it's going to necessarily feel easy, but it will feel like you're making headway. Okay? And purge whatever that Ten of Swords reversed is, because I feel like you guys don't want that coming back up like bile. Okay? Because there's something here that you guys are still kind of dealing with emotionally, and I don't want that to interrupt your success or, you know, fuck with you in any kind of way. Okay, so deal with that now and get ahead of it now. So Gemini, that is what I have for you guys. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis, and you can book with me there. You can find that link. It is the pinned comment in the chat. Alrighty. 1 second, please. Okay. What's up, Chester? What's up, Zenergy? What's up, Turquoise? It's nice to see you. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Cancer. What's going on, Cancer? Two of Cups reversed for the week ahead for you. That's your energy. Okay. I feel like you guys are feeling a little disconnected. Something you're dealing with this week is the Queen of Swords. Okay. Ooh. The Justice reverse for your advice. Don't do anything that you feel is going to bite you in the ass later. Okay. Just want to put that out there. What's that Two of Cups reversed? The Four of Cups reversed. The King of Swords. Okay, so you guys are showing up as a man or as a masculine. So for my feminine Cancers, if you got to flip-flop the roles, please, by all means, feel free to do so. You're feeling emotionally disconnected this week. You're feeling like something just isn't really gelling. It doesn't really make sense anymore. You feel like your heart space is disconnected. You feel misunderstood once again. but you're like, well, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to be in my emotions. I don't want to think with my emotions. I don't want to think with my heart because I can't right now because something kind of hurts too much to do so. So instead of getting in a whirlwind of emotions, you're more so thinking of things in logical terms with that King of Swords. You're separating your emotions from your head. You're making head over heart decisions. And I feel like it's because you need to. Emotionally, I think that you need to. Why is the Two of Cups reversed there? Some of you can be dealing with a lawyer. The Knight of Wands reversed. Ooh, there can be a lack of passion or intimacy in a connection. You're kind of spinning your wheels a little bit is what it looks like. It looks like you have this plethora of passion. You're wanting to take action, but you can't really put it anywhere, or you feel like, what is the best way I can explain this? Okay, let's say you're married, okay, and you and your partner live together. Okay, most married couples do, but you and your partner live together, and you know, all of a sudden your partner like doesn't want you to touch them, right? They don't want you to you know, hug them or sleep with them or whatever, and you're like, you know, you're kind of you're kind of burst at the seams a little bit, and you're like, all right, what do I do about this? Because, you know, and I don't know why that is, but so you're trying to like cut that out. Tell me about that King of Swords. You're trying to channel your way. Queen of Cups reversed. You're having a conversation with somebody about them not trusting you. You're approaching an emotional situation through a logical lens because you feel like there's a woman in your life or there's a feminine in your life that really doesn't trust you. You could feel like they're emotionally depriving you, physically depriving you in one way or another. Ooh, careful. Queen of Swords, Three of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. I'm not going to go straight to third party, okay? If that's not your story, you know that's not your story, okay? If you guys know you're not, you know, behaving in ways that are maybe something you'll look back at and kind of regret. But it does feel like you are connecting with some friends, some coworkers. It feels like a good time. It seems like there's a woman here or a feminine energy that is giving you the space to talk about things, to express yourself in one way or another. This can be on social media. This can be, you know, in the physical realm, you know, or in the 3D, whatever the case. There may be some collaboration as well, some really good talks. What is this intention of the Queen of Swords, or what's the relationship with the Queen of Swords so I can understand here? The Queen of Wands. This can be somebody who is attractive, somebody who is maybe a leader in some way. The Four of Pentacles reversed. You may be kind of something that you've been holding on to for a long time. You may end up telling somebody. The Four of Wands reversed. It feels like you guys need to let loose. You guys have been keeping something in for a while because of insecurity, or you feel like your emotions aren't welcome. Be careful of like emotional cheating if you guys are married or in a relationship. If it's not that, then I just feel like you're really expressing yourself to other people about some kind of instability in your life. And it feels like these people are very supportive of you and very understanding. Specifically a woman. Your advice is the Justice reversed with the Knight of Wands. Interesting, because we saw that earlier with the Knight of Wands reversed. And the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Why is the advice the Justice reversed? The Seven of Cups. Yeah, be cautious. I would be careful of like exploring your options, or maybe doing something that you feel is a little unjust, or maybe you're a little spoiled for choice, and you end up biting off more than you can chew. I can certainly see something like that. And then essentially what happens is you don't make any progress. This advice can be where we, what is the best way to explain this? Like maybe you have a lot of ideas for a story that you want to write, right? And so you keep trying to figure out, oh God, well, what story should I write? What inspires me the most? And then like you're kind of all over the place, and then nothing actually gets done because you're being overly critical of yourself. You have too many options, something like that. And so I feel like you're needing to make very balanced decisions. And I do think that you're needing to make logical decisions, because I think that your emotions can kind of get you in a bit of a fuck up, I guess, for lack of a better term, this week. So just be careful, okay? Nothing will come of this situation. And then fire. What do you mean? What situation? The Chariot, well, that's you. And the Nine of Wands. You may think that things are worse than they actually are. And this can be something that you have been very determined to have like a victory in, something that you feel like you've been defending yourself against, something like that. It may be that you could be blowing something out of proportion a little bit. I'm not trying to disqualify your feelings or anything like that, but something that you may be incredibly worried about, I feel like you don't really need to be. And this is asking you to be confident. A little bit of optimism can go a long way, and focus on being brave in your pursuits and passionate in your pursuits as well. Okay? So Cancer, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. You can find that link. It is the pinned comment in the chat. Thanks, Stacy. You know what? I feel like that. I definitely feel like that. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Leo. Zenergy, my Cash App is Violetta Alexis with 2 S's, but try not to book any super chat questions on there though, okay? I've done that so many times where I've taken super chat questions on Cash App, and then like I totally freaking forgot about them, and then the question never got answered. Aw, Zenergy, that's so nice. Thank you. You really don't have to do that. I appreciate that so much though. That is very kind. Okay, well, I have to cover this because she has a naked butt on here. But Leo, you're in the Fool energy, which I absolutely love. We have the King of Wands for what you can expect this week. Okay. And then we have the 2 of Swords for your advice. Oh, you're ready. Wow. Okay. The 3 of Wands. Okay, I need you to relax. The Chariot reverse. You're sick of waiting. You're sick of waiting around. You're sick of like waiting on other people's plans to fall in line with yours. You may be sick and tired of trying to force something, push something, you know, drive something in the way that you want. You're kind of at this point where you're like, you know, F it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're ready for adventure. And I think that I almost want to say like you've been waiting for a long time. There's something that you've been waiting on for a long time. And now you've grown impatient. You feel some kind of frustration and you just don't want to do it anymore. Like, for instance, right? Let's say maybe you've been trying to get your best friend to create a podcast with you for years, right? And they're like, oh yeah, soon. It just never comes around. And then you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking do it, right? At this point, I'm just gonna do the podcast, and then I'll have you as a guest on the show once in a while. It's like you're just done waiting around. Like, who has time for that? That's kind of the energy that you're in. Show me that Three of Wands reversed. I just am a little curious on what that is. Show me that Three of Wands reversed. The Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords can be where we're worried about the future, either the lack thereof or something that we feel like is going to happen in the future. And it feels more like a lack thereof. I'm worried that I'm never going to become this if I don't do X, Y, Z now. I'm concerned that this is not going to work out if I don't go ahead and just go for it now. It's one of those energies. And I think that you're sick of feeling that way. Tell me about that Fool. The Emperor. You're taking matters into your own hands, whether you're a man or a woman. You're taking matters into your own hands. The Emperor is not going to sit around and like wait for somebody else to call the shots, wait for somebody else to make the decisions, wait. And you're at this point where you're like, I don't have time for this. Thank you so much, right? The Emperor doesn't allow his emotions to hold him back or to get him to make stupid decisions, or her, okay, whatever gender you identify with. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. Wow, the King of Wands, the Lovers, the Five of Wands reverse. I am really not mad at it at all. There is definitely love here. So if you're looking for love, I think that this week could be a decent time. Maybe Venus transiting in Virgo isn't the best time for it, but maybe you'll find a hardworking partner or something like that. If you're single, this could definitely be when love comes in. There's no drama. It's peace. Even if you're already in a partnership, it seems like you and this other person are connecting on a deeper level. The communication is great. There's no petty drama or arguments or influence affecting the connection in a negative way from the outside. There's a lot of attraction. It's mutual, okay? Whether you're in a relationship or not. If it's not about a relationship, then I feel like something that you've been, once again, debating on for a long time, especially with other people, you're not waiting for that anymore, and you're making the entrepreneurial or leadership decision to move forward with something that you want. Tell me about that Lovers. The Ace of Swords reverse. After a long time of deliberation, not really knowing, now you're finally making a choice. The Seven of Swords, and you're doing so with strategy. It can be something that you've avoided for a long time, but now you don't want to wait anymore. You're just going to do it. Your advice is the Two of Swords, the Ten of Wands reverse, and the Ten of Cups reverse. Sometimes the Ten of Cups reverse can be like, an external influence trying to manipulate us in one way or another or whatever it is, which just essentially makes things harder on us. And you could have been deliberating for so long that I don't want to say like you missed the turn or you missed it, but I feel like this is not the time to listen to what everybody else is saying. I feel like this is the time to listen to you and to trust your own leadership in regards to a decision that you need to make. You have what do you need to release? And then you have Trine. Okay, what does Leo need to release? The Nine of Wands. The Hierophant reverse. All right, this is a kind of a weird message. But for some of you, you were really worried that other people were or that they are going to ruin something for you. Okay. And I feel like you guys need to let go of that mindset if that's the case. Like you're worried that someone's going to sabotage something, or maybe you're worried about infidelity, or, you know, and we saw that already in your energy. Like there was this constant worry, and these worries were causing some kind of delay. And so I feel like you guys need to let go of that. I think you need to own your sovereignty. I think that you need to fight for what it is that you believe in, or fight for what it is that you want. It doesn't mean that everybody has to agree. Okay, I'm getting weird messages. Some of you feel like you've been ostracized or shut out by family or people because of decisions that you're making. But if I'm going to be honest with you, like if that is the case, and I'm not telling you to go intentionally like piss people off or anything like that, but some of the best decisions that I made in my life pissed a lot of people off, you know, because they were for me. They were to benefit me and not everybody else. And not saying that all the decisions I ever made were to benefit everybody else, but, you know, sometimes we can get caught up in that. Is everyone okay? You know, and we've had Mars and Libra forever. We're going to have a lot more Libra. And so sometimes Libra energy can be like that. And so now it just might be this time to be like, yeah, fuck that. You know, I need to make decisions for me. And like I said, some of the best things that I ever did was make decisions that pissed other people off, you know, unfortunately. That is very true energy. Absolutely. So something to think about. And I feel like once you release that fear, you're going to see how quickly things just kind of fall into your lap, okay? So that is what I have for you, Leo. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during this live, then you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. You can find that link. It is the pinned comment in the chat section, okay? All right, let's move on to Virgo. Happy birthday, Virgo, or if this is your birthday. Lori's birthday is tomorrow. Today is mine. So happy birthday to me and Lori. I love you, Lori. With that energy swimmingly, you're welcome. Okay, let's move on to Virgo. What's going on, Virgos? Hope you guys are doing well. Let's see what you have coming up for this week. Your energy, the Queen of Cups reversed. Okay, Virgo, well, Cancer had that. We have the Seven of Pentacles for this week. Okay, and the Six of Pentacles for your advice. I feel like you guys have a lot to offer, but you're letting emotions cloud that or stifle that. Anyway, let me see. Queen of Cups reversed, the Temperance. I'm getting that something has become routine, or something has just become normalized that shouldn't be normalized in your life. Weird message. I don't know why I got that. Six of Swords. Okay. What's that Queen of Cups reversed about? The Page of Wands. There can be an issue that you're having with a child or with somebody younger than you. It can also be somebody that you feel like is not developed enough. You can feel as well like your inner child is kind of wounded for some reason. You may be having some trust issues around a specific person, or someone's telling you something that you don't necessarily trust, like a message or a phone call or something like that, and you're not really trusting it, but you're not really sweating it too much, honestly. Like the Temperance mixed with the Six of Swords is like, okay, well, whatever. Like even if it is like worst case scenario at this point, I don't even care. Like that's kind of your mind frame this week. So you're at peace you're at peace with something, although it feels uncomfortable. You know, you don't really trust it, but you're like, whatever, I don't trust it, and I really don't care. Like, I don't care that I don't trust it, honestly, because you're kind of at this point where you're making this decision not to give it too much power, not to give it too much mind. What's up, Mojo? So I don't know. I don't really get like a bad vibe. Like, yeah, the Queen of Cups reverse kind of sucks, but you're not really letting it bother you too much. So what's coming in this week? We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords reverse, and the Nine of Swords reverse. Again, it's not... You're more invested in solutions and peace than you are the problem itself. Okay, so for instance, maybe there's a friend of yours that you have that you really don't trust them. Like, you don't really trust what they're telling you. You're like, okay, like, you know, maybe you're bothered because they're really immature and you're just like, you know, kind of like a fly at a barbecue, right? But you're like, whatever, I'm not going to let that shit bother me. Like, I'm moving on, you know, and you're just finding that peace. But you're choosing that. It's not something that's just being handed over to you. You're choosing that peace. Tell me about that Seven of Pentacles. The World reverse. There's something that you're invested in or you're currently investing in. And it's something from the past. Can be a romantic situation. Can be a creative pursuit. And you're kind of like, okay, I don't really know if I'm getting what I want here. You know, maybe you've been writing a book for a while and you're like, yeah, I don't think that this is it. You're like realizing this was the book that I was writing just to be able to find my voice, you know? And so now I got to figure out, is this really, as Minnow Pond Tarot would say, is the juice worth the squeeze, right? If it's about a love relationship, you're like, okay, you know, you're looking at the time, you're like, you got 5 minutes, right? Or like that TikTok sound, do you know that you have 30 minutes? It's kind of like that. So you're getting, I mean, honestly, I like it. It is very like, very Virgo-ish to me. But you're being quite passive about it. It's like you're not pushing for something. You're just seeing what happens. You know, sometimes it's like you just kind of got to let people behave how they're going to behave and not try to convince them or lawyer them to something, right? You just kind of got to let them do what they're going to do to see what the truth is. That's what I'm getting, something like that. Your advice, 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune. Well, I feel like you're kind of already doing that. I would be careful whose advice you buy when it comes to investing your money or putting your money in certain places. Okay, just a side note. But for others of you, tell me about that 10 of Pentacles reversed. The Queen of Wands. You know, there may be outside influence that is telling you, you know, about your relationship or about what it is that you're doing with your money or what you need to do with your life. And if I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's the best advice. Whoever's trying to advise you, it doesn't really feel like the best advice. I almost want to say you're more than that with that Queen of Wands. You may be a performer or you may have some kind of God-given talent like we all do, right? But something that sets you apart or makes you a leader in some respect. The Queen of Wands is the leader. She's, you know, she doesn't give a fuck what people think, you know, and I think some of you guys need to adopt that a little bit. To an extent, right? To be a civilized citizen, you know, in the world, to a point, you have to care what people think, right? I think that's important. Otherwise, I think you just be a straight up narcissist. But there are some times when you have to trust your own decision making. And I think that that's where you guys need to be, and understanding that you shouldn't have to force something, or convince, right? Because the wheel of fortune is a let go and let God. I'm not trying to force anything. I'm not trying to. You ever notice when you try to force something, it almost like works against you. It pushes back, you know. Look, surrender to the divine. Told ya. And Chiron. Ooh, some of you guys maybe had issues with trusting God or trusting the universe, trusting yourselves even. And I think once again, you guys are getting to this point. It's exactly what I was saying, where how you're not trying to push something or force something to contort into what you want it to be, but you're allowing to it just be what it is. And that's what this is asking you to do, because some of you have a wound around thinking that, you know, you have to help something change. You have to put something in order. You have to do everything when you don't. So Virgo, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question and get your cards read during the live, then you can do so at hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. You can find that link in the, not in the description. Well, you can find it in the description, but it's in the pinned comment, okay? Is Carmen here? What's up, Carmen? What's up, Buckeye? Thank you. Thanks, Liv. What's up, Mystery Girl? Aries is not yet. Aries is actually last today, sorry. But nonetheless, it'll be there. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Libras. Libras, you guys are gonna have a hell of a lot of energy happening in your sign. So get ready. Oh my God, Ghost Watcher, congratulations. You're welcome, Mojo, anytime. All right, let's see, Libra. Ooh, the Nine of Pentacles. I'm not mad at it. Okay. The Four of Swords reversed. The Eight of Wands reversed. I heard don't try to convince someone of something. Damn, the Sun. Well, you guys are about to have the Sun in your sign on Monday or Tuesday. Okay. And the Tower reversed. Okay. You are learning how to avoid a shitstorm by focusing on yourself. That is really what it comes down to. And I say that because the Nine of Pentacles is about pampering yourself, being single, or being happy with just being you, being alone, doing you, taking care of you, being independent. And that Sun there is telling me that you're feeling pretty goddamn confident in yourself this week. I mean, you are really, and I mean, it makes sense, right? The Sun being in your sign, Mercury being in your sign, Mars is just leaving, right? Thank God. I know you guys have had it a little rough with Mars in your sign, and I'm sorry. Tell me about that Tower reversed. Because there might be something outside of you that's dramatic, or that's a bit of a shitstorm, and you're just like, I don't care, you know? And I also think that Eight of Cups reversed, something from the past. Give me another one. Ace of Pentacles reverse. How are they avoiding that? The Worlds. It's all good. You're at peace with something. And being at peace with whatever this was, being at peace with understanding that some things just don't work out, understanding that If you were to give more to this thing, you would be settling in a situation, understanding that it's really not worth your time. Maybe it was for the lessons, or maybe you got some money out of it. I don't know what the situation was, but you're kind of at this point where you're like, if I continue to give to this, if I continue to pour into this energy, it will cause a shitstorm and I will lose more because of it. So you're not doing that. What you're doing is you're going to the spa, or you're being very financially focused. Money looks great this week. You're focused on creativity, things that are going to make you more money, things that are going to make you feel more beautiful, you know? So, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. What you can expect this week, well, you can definitely expect perspective. So we have the Four of Swords reversed, the Star reversed, and the Hangman. Oh. Okay. There's a vision that you've had for your future. There's a vision that you've had for what it is that you want in your life, what you want to become, what you feel like belongs with you on your deathbed, you know, or whatever, right? The dreams, the hopes, the vision that you've had, you're realizing that you can't have it with something or with someone, or you can't it can't come in this package. It doesn't mean that you can't have the dream itself. It doesn't mean that you can't have that. But in the package it's in now, or with what may be attached to it right now, can't work. And so you're needing to, or you are, sacrificing something. And through that letting go of one thing, you're able to see the vision more clearly and how you can get to it. So for instance, let's say you write a book and you give it to a publishing house, they publish it, you have somebody that approaches you and says, I really want to make a movie out of your book, right? Let's say it's that. And you're like, oh, okay, right? And then like you hear their vision for it and you're like, ooh, that is not where I was taking that. You know, you're like, no, I don't, you know. Now, it may be difficult because you're like, damn, this is kind of like a once in a lifetime opportunity. But I don't think that it is. I think that you can have something that is better for you, that more aligns with your vision and what you want. And it's going to be difficult to make this sacrifice. But through it, you're going to see that it was worth it, I think. Yeah, Eight of Wands reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, and the Seven of Wands. And this is for your advice. So don't force something if you're not feeling it. You know, don't try to force it. Don't try to like make it fit. It doesn't, you can still have the thing. It's just not going to come in the package that originally was brought to you. You know, maybe it's a person. Maybe it's not about the book. Maybe it's a person. Maybe, you know, oh, I really want to be married with kids, you know. And it's like, okay, you can have that, but with this person, this is what it's going to look like. And I don't think that you want that, or whatever it is. Okay. And so this is telling you to stand your ground on your standards. Stand your ground on your standards. You're very close to achieving your goal. I'm trying to tell you. Mercury. Okay, some of you actually are writers or speakers, or there's something in regards to communication, learning, teaching, something that you're writing, something with videography, maybe something with, I don't know, something mercurial. Maybe it's social media. Okay, for some of you, it can be that. Some of you may get a message this week, some kind of news that's going to propel you forward in regards to something that you want. But this is about thinking, learning, and networking, essentially. It's kind of like that saying, I'm hearing that saying, closed mouths don't get fed. Okay. So Libra, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question and get your cards read during the live, then you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis, and you can book with me there. You can find that link. It is the pinned comment in the chat. Okay. Let's move on to Scorpio. I am on Scorpio now. What's up, Redmond? Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. All right. What the hell am I doing? Focus. All right, Scorpio, let's see what we have for you for this week. Scorpio. Ooh, 5 of Cups. That's Mars in Scorpio. Ace of Cups reverse for this week. Ace of Swords reverse. What's going on? Okay, Scorpio, let's see. 5 of Cups, 4 of Wands reverse. Aw, baby. And the Emperor. Okay. Listen, I'm not mad at it. Well, you guys having Mars in your sign is going to be great, honestly. Mars loves to be in Scorpio. I can't remember if it entered Scorpio today or tomorrow. I think it enters Scorpio tomorrow. I think. Okay. You know, you're feeling a little sad. There's some things that you're reminiscing about, things that you're thinking about, and you're pretty focused on the past. And, you know, it might be making you feel some kind of way. You might be feeling a little insecure. You might be feeling like you just want to kind of stay inside the house this week a little bit. Okay. And we are going to have that Mars square Pluto, which is not going to be easy. You know, both of your rulers squaring each other is not easy. Okay. So there may be some conflict. You know, there may be some discomfort that you're having, especially because you're focused on something that didn't work out, or something that did work out but for somebody else, or, you know, just something that you're a little sad about. Why is the 5 of Cups there? But I like that the Emperor is there. The Queen of Cups reverse. Somebody who maybe doesn't trust you. You know, and I think that you're maybe a little sad about this person not trusting you. You're feeling some kind of way. What I do like is you're not allowing it to consume you completely. You're able to get up and do the things that you need to do in order to make a living. You're taking control of the situation. I almost want to say you're up leveling. You're taking responsibility. You know, the Emperor is someone who is not going to let emotions cloud their better judgment. They're not going to skip work because they're having a bad day. You know, they're still going to go and hit the gym. They're going to be responsible. They're still going to take care of somebody, even if they're mad at them, right? And you're showing up as a masculine. Okay, so whether you're a woman or a man, but you're showing up as a masculine. Tell me more about that 5 of Cups, please. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Were there 2 women? Were you involved with 2 women and you kind of like F that up a little bit? Because that could certainly be the case. That could certainly be the case, you know. Give me one more. Ooh, Page of Wands. Did you message somebody that you shouldn't have? Oh boy. You might have messaged someone that you shouldn't have, honestly. You know, you may have made like an impulsive decision that you shouldn't have. So, tell me about that Emperor. Or somebody maybe message you. 4 of Cups reverse. You're choosing to get out of it. You're choosing to get out of your head. You're choosing to maybe do the right thing. What's that 4 of Wands reversed for Scorpio? 4 of Swords. Okay. Yeah, like I said, you're spending some time in the house. You're like, I need to like chill, because you did something that you regret, you know, and maybe you're not messaging another person per se, like external from your relationship. Maybe there was something that you said, maybe there was something that you did that you're realizing had an impact on a relationship in your life. Maybe it was the relationship with your mother, maybe it was the relationship with a girlfriend, maybe it was the relationship with a boyfriend, a husband, a wife, whatever. But there are some regrets that you're having around that. And maybe you're just looking at past relationships and you're realizing like maybe you could have done things a little bit better. I think we can all agree with that, right? We all do that. All right, Scorpio. So for this week, there's a lot of queens here, buddy. Ace of Cups reversed, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups reversed. Okay. If you do have some options in regards to love, it can be that you're choosing a Queen of Pentacles archetype, or maybe it is the same person. I'm not entirely sure. This person may be giving you a little bit of a reality check moment. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, you know, that's Capricorn. I don't know if you've ever had a Capricorn or just an earth sign in general give you a reality check about yourself. Super duper not fun, right? So, and it may feel like this person is coming on quite stern. You know, there's not a whole lot of warmth to the way that this person is explaining something to you or talking to you. Tell me about that Seven of Cups reversed. The Magician reversed. It's making you kind of doubt yourself a little bit. Give me one more. The Ten of Pentacles. You may be realizing that you want something with this person, something long-term. Could be a business partnership, could be a romantic relationship, could be, it's just something long-term, something that you want in your life for a long time. And this person seems to be giving you a reality check, okay? So like maybe this is just a business partner of yours and you're saying like, oh, I really want to own my own business. And this person is like, hey, if you want to own your own business, you're not really going to be able to do that if you're smoking and drinking every weekend. Like, just going to be honest with you, right? So there's something about that. Maybe it's a romantic relationship, whatever. What's that Ace of Cups reversed about? The Death reversed. Okay, you and this person may have some history. They're not approaching you with warmth because of something that they're hung up on. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what they're hung up on, but it's something that something that they feel maybe hasn't changed. But there's something open-ended about you and this person. Your advice, Ace of Swords reverse, the Magician, and the Five of Swords reverse. I kind of want to say like this is game time. You know, like your rulers squaring each other this week, like super not fun, but I need you to channel that energy to motivate you instead of hinder you or throw you off course or put you backwards. What's that Ace of Swords reversed about? You need to get really clear on what your intentions are, either in a relationship or in something long-term, in regards to a business deal, whatever it is. Like, you need to get really clear on what that is, because that Temperance reverse is telling me that either you don't have a clue or there's too much imbalance in your life to make your dreams a reality, or there's too much imbalance in your life to be able to even know what your intent is or to make that intent a reality. So if I really want to, you know, go lose weight and get my dream body, but I'm too busy hanging out with, you know, my friends who smoke and drink every weekend, and, you know, then I go to Happy Donuts every Tuesday, and then you know, that's not really in alignment with what my intentions are. Your intentions don't mean shit if there's no action behind them. So it's time to get like really clear and honest with yourself about what these things are. Believe in the impossible. I think that you have a lot more potential than you think that you do. Conjunction. And I feel like you need to come together with that. Like, if God came down right now and was like, Scorpio, I'm going to show you what your life would be like right now, like what you could get if you were able to cut out the drinking and the smoking and you were able to actually put this into motion. You know, like let's say you want to be some kind of like famous author or something like that, and it shows you, God comes down and shows you like, this is possible if you stop doing this and then you start doing this. Like, would you do it? And what we don't realize is how many times have we robbed ourselves of a situation because of uncertainty, mostly within ourselves? How many times have we robbed ourselves of a situation because there was intent but no action? Then it means nothing. Potential is nothing if you don't combine it with action. It means nothing, right? And how many times we have robbed ourselves of those experiences because of that? So, Scorpio, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis, and you can book with me there. You can find that link. It is the pinned comment, and it's in the chat, okay? All right. Then we're going to move on to Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and see. Page of Cups reversed for your energy. The Two of Pentacles for what's coming this week. Okay. The High Priestess reversed for your advice. Tell me about that Page of Cups reversed. Okay. Why is that Page of Cups reversed? Seven of Pentacles reversed. Okay. And, all right. So for some of you, you know, you may have been wasting your time feeling victimized in a situation. You may have been investing your time in some kind of emotional situation that really wasn't working for you. Some of you were adopting some kind of immature mindset when it came to finances, when it came to something that you want to build, and you're realizing exactly how and why you have wasted your time. Now what you're doing is you're either receiving a financial opportunity or a romantic opportunity or an opportunity to graduate to the next level in some way, whether it is in regards to your finances or it is in a relationship. A relationship may take the next level. You may be kind of merging with another. There may be an opportunity to make money off of something that you know. Maybe you're a mentor or a life coach, or maybe you essentially end up working with one in one way or another. Maybe you take the opportunity to be able to focus more on religious or spiritual practices as well, but it's something that's very grounded in reality, and you're starting to realize that some kind of ungrounded approach that you've been taking to certain opportunities in your life, specifically around like practical things, investments, relationships, isn't really working for you. Tell me about that Ace of Pentacles. Tell me about that Ace of Pentacles, please. Thank you. Ooh, the King of Pentacles reversed. Can I get one more for that? So if you guys have been pretty, the Empress. Oh, wow. If you guys have been pretty, okay. Some of you are getting someone pregnant, or you are getting someone pregnant. If you are a man and you are getting someone pregnant, you are going to realize that you now have to step it up, okay? That is like a big reality check moment. Some of you guys are realizing you're having to step up in a situation, okay? Or there's a woman here that you love so much that you're like, I got to grow up, man. You know, for some of you, that can be it. If you are a feminine, then I feel like you may have started realizing that you've been wasting your time with like little boys, or if you're a lesbian or bi, you know, little girls or whatever, like, okay, like people who are just really immature, things like that. And so now you may be realizing like what you're worth and how you've been accepting partners who were, I don't want to say less than, but they weren't giving you what you needed. And so now you may be finding someone that is, or you may start to, I don't want to say demand, but you may be giving the opportunity to someone to step up. and prove themselves in a situation. Okay, so Sagittarius, there may be an emotionally unstable feminine in your life with the Two of Pentacles, the Moon reversed, and the Queen of Wands reversed. I feel like something is being revealed to you on why somebody is the way that they are. Okay, so there can be somebody here who could be jealous of you, envious of you in one way or another. Somebody who's just very insecure. They may project things onto you, etc. They feel a little off their rocker, if I'm going to be honest, but it feels like something that they do, like a decision that they make, makes you realize who this person truly is. Okay. Tell me about the Moon reversed. The Three of Cups. A friend, somebody may expose something to you about this person. Why is the Queen of Wands reversed? Whoops. Okay, well, Page of Wands reversed. It just feels like immaturity, like somebody hasn't quite grown up. You know, there may be like a wounded inner child there. It's just somebody has a lack of confidence. And something may be exposed to you through a friend. Like, I'm not saying that a friend is actually going to tell you about this person, but like maybe you end up going out, this person is there, whoever this Queen of Wands reverse is, and then they end up saying something that is, have you ever had that happen? Where you're not really sure about somebody or you feel like something's a little off, and then they say something and it like kind of confirms what you thought about them, right? Maybe they're like a pick me, or they try to passive aggressively embarrass you. It feels like something like that. And you're kind of like, oh, okay, I thought so. And you're kind of needing to make a decision based on that information. The High Priestess reverse, the Eight of Pentacles reverse, and the Page of Wands for your advice. I feel like this is about you listening to you. You can kind of find yourselves in a bit of a pickle the more that you rely on other people and like what they say or the advice that they try to give you. Because other people, like for instance, if it's about this Queen of Wands, right? I see that the Three of Cups is in the upright. So people may be kind of oblivious to this person. But I don't feel like you are. And somebody, you know, you may be like, God, you know, did Samantha or Kyle like really mean what they said? Did you catch that, or am I being crazy? And they're like, what do you mean? Like, oh my God, Samantha's so great, or Kyle's such a good guy. Like, I don't get it. And you're like, okay, I think I just need to trust myself on this one, you know, because you may feel like you're not really like getting anywhere with others. Tell me about that High Priestess reverse. The Six of Swords reverse. Yeah, because believing other people or constantly relying on other people and like what they're saying, it isn't really going to get you where you want, I guess you could say. You have work through your fears. And then you also have Pisces. Interesting. If some of you guys have addictions, side note, I think this is a time to let that go or find some professional help. Okay, I know it's really random. What fears? The Six of Cups. Some of you have a fear around being intimate or being vulnerable sometimes. And I think we can all be that way, right? Like, it's really interesting because... like for instance, right? I love true authentic connection, right? Which is what Scorpio and the Six of Cups is all about. It's double Scorpio energy. I love authentic connection. I love, you know, being honest. I hate the small talk, right? But I'm really great at like talking to a group of people and being very open about myself in that way. But I'm not so good when it's like a one-on-one. Right? I either A, end up oversharing, or I put up a wall, okay? And so that can sometimes be my fear, is when someone gets too close, like one person, where there's not like a space, right? Like a, right? And so, and maybe you have something like that. Maybe there's some kind of fear around like sexual intimacy or vulnerability when it's one-on-one, or maybe it's in front of a crowd, or whatever. And so it may be telling you that you're needing to heal that part of yourself with this Pisces energy, okay? And the North Node is in Pisces right now, so it's asking for more collective creation. It's asking for more compassion. It's asking for more empathy. It's asking for more art and creativity. And you know, Neptune, which rules Pisces, is the higher octave of Venus, and Venus can be about art and things like that. So maybe it's like that. Maybe you're afraid to put your art out there into the world. Who knows, right? But you got to get over it. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, Sagittarius, that's what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. You can find that link in the pinned comment in the chat. All right. You're welcome, Melina. What's up, Chris? Where is your cat? She is sleeping under my table. She looks so cute, too. She is sleeping under my table. Ma'am, right. Call her out, please. No, I'm not going to disturb her sleep. She looks so cute. She does this thing when she sleeps where she hides her little face like this. It's so cute. She's beautiful. All right, let me shuffle these real quick and then we'll move on to Capricorn. Lori, I can't. Oh my God. She'll be wide awake at 3 a.m. That's okay. She doesn't sleep with me in my bed because of her zoomy nature. Happy birthday, beautiful. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you so much. Yes. I am 39, baby. 39. What's up? That's what I said. What's up, Dominic? Oh my God, I haven't said that forever. Almost into your progress chart. What do you mean? 39 is the new 25. No, 39 is 39, baby. I'm okay with being 39. That's okay. What's up, Monet? Thank you so much for the happy birthday wishes. All right, last shuffle, and then we're going to move on to Capricorn. Can somebody block Blink, please? Thank you. My sense is I have the energy of a teenager. I work like a 25-year-old. In fact, I work much harder than them. You know what? Period. That's what's up, Alexander. All right. All right, if you guys have not hit the thumbs up, please do so. Also, personal readings are always available on my website at violettaalexis.com. All that info is in the description box. Let's move on. All right. What are we on? Capricorn. Okay, Cap. Page of Swords. King of Cups reversed for what you can expect this week. Okay. Six of Wands reverse for your advice. All right. What's that Page of Swords? The Nine of Cups. Okay. Eight of Swords reverse. I really like this. You know what you want, you know, you know what you want, you know what you want to write, you know what you want to learn, you know what you want to do. You're putting your mind towards, you know, the things that make you happy, the content that you want to consume, the things that you enjoy learning, maybe, the things that you enjoy watching. This isn't about being a stick in the mud or stuck on something or indecisive, or because I feel like some of you guys have been stuck a little while in regards to maybe an educational pursuit, or maybe it's content that you're wanting to create, maybe content you're wanting to consume, apps you're wanting to download, right? Page of Swords. But now you seem to know exactly what you want and exactly how to get it. And you're very content this week. You just are content. Even though your ruler is retrograde, right? Saturn, which kind of sucks. You just seem to be very content. Can you explain that Page of Swords, please? The Six of Pentacles. Some of you can be, this is not financial advice. You're responsible for all your financial decisions. Some of you guys can be learning about finances or about how to be wealthy. Some of you can be, oh, I'm sorry, Valeria. I'm sorry. Are you okay? I'm sorry, baby. You can be putting a little bit of money into investments, or maybe you're spending a little bit of money on things that you like, you know. Maybe you're a writer and then you know, buy an app to download on your phone for $5 that, you know, is something that's going to help you with writing prompts, or, you know, whatever, right? Whatever the thing is. But you could be spending a little bit of money on yourself, earning a little bit of money as well. So that looks really positive. Except now this, okay, I don't know what this is. The King of Cups reverse for this week. The Hermit. And the Judgment reversed. I don't think that is you. And I say that because it doesn't match with your energy. This is somebody else, in my opinion. Okay. So, you know, the King of Cups reversed is somebody who is emotionally unavailable. The King of Cups reversed is somebody who will literally just say whatever they feel like they need to say in order to get their sexual needs met, their emotional needs met, although they're not always totally authentic. The King of Cups reverse can be very immature. And there may be somebody in your life who is refusing to be honest with you, with themselves, about something around that kind of behavior. But they're kind of going through a bit of a dark night of the soul because of it. And that can happen when there is a lack of awareness of self. And it's really hard to look at ourselves sometimes because we don't want to see how we've hurt another all the time, right? We don't want to see where we fucked up or where we're inherently flawed, or, you know, how we can sometimes be cruel or whatever. These are things that we don't want to look at. I remember when I used to be a heavy drinker, I like went on a broadcast one time and I really embarrassed myself. Okay. Like I really embarrassed myself. I embarrassed my friends. I was just a total drunken idiot. And my best friend, who loves me dearly, I love him as well, he called me crying the next day. Like, not like, you know, just kind of like tears in his eyes, like, this is getting really hard for me, da-da-da. And I forced myself to watch the playback of me being such an idiot. And I was like, oh, God, that hurt, right? And it took me a while to get sober, but I did that year. And it was hard to watch, but I needed to see that. You know, I needed to see it. And I feel like this moment is, this person is having a moment like that. Although they're almost in denial in some way. Okay. But you're kind of over here, you're like, yeah, I'm just going to do what like makes me happy because I can't really handle that right now. Like you're kind of just doing what makes you happy, learning, creating, whatever it is that you're doing. Tell me about that Judgment reversed. Yeah, Four of Cups. This person can sometimes be a little ungrateful, dare I say. They can be a little ungrateful, and then they get mad when, you know, something doesn't work out, but they're in denial that they had anything to do with it. You know, it's kind of that energy. It's like a woe is me, always kind of throwing the pity party a little. Right? And we've all been there, right? I've done it. We've all done it. Nobody's flawless, right? But that's kind of this person. Now, if this is you, then you're doing that. But I don't feel like this is you based around your own energy. That's why I like to pull the person's energy first to see. So this person seems to be a little reclusive. The Six of Wands reversed for your advice. The Ten of Wands reversed. And the Ten of Cups. Spend time with family. You know, with the people that love you. You don't need to carry somebody else's failures on your back or take responsibility for somebody else's failures. You don't need to pile on or bite off more than you can chew to prove something or to prove that you love someone. You know, I think it's important that you are around the people that are supportive of you, supportive of your dreams, and people that you love, Capricorn. Okay. So, oh wow, look at this. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Wow, love that. And then we have Taurus. So some of you guys can be dealing with a Taurus or dealing with another Capricorn maybe. Maybe you have Taurus placements. So I love this. I love that the advice for you or the message for you is full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches, especially if it's around Taurian things, which can be about self-esteem, self-worth, self-value, self-love, pampering yourself, catering to yourself, you know, money, finances, things like that. Maybe it's something to do with art as well, because I'm thinking of Venus. But anyway, if you've been having issues around that for a while, especially financially, this can be the time where things kind of turn around for you, okay? So, Capricorn, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. You can find that link in the pinned comment in the chat box. What's up? Oh, thank you so much, Mojo. That means the world to me. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mojo. Everybody hashtag Mojo if you're in here. You're welcome, Tom. It's good to see you. Aqua Sun here, also a dragon. Love that. What's up, Nicole? Thank you, baby. What's up, Joey? All right, let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on to Aquarius. You have the Death card, Aquarius. Yeah, Scorpio energy, Pluto. Well, Pluto's in your sign. Five of Swords reverse for what's coming this week. Chariot reverse for your advice. I heard don't be scared. Okay. All right, let's do that Death card. Okay, Six of Swords reversed. The Five of Cups. You're done going back and forth. You know, you're just kind of done going back and forth with something because it's not taking you anywhere. If you've been stuck in regret for a while, you know, and you may still have these feelings. You may still have these feelings. And like I said, you know, Mars is going to square Pluto in your sign, right? So things are going to feel a little uncomfortable and for some people volatile. And the Five of Cups is Mars in Scorpio. So it can just feel like there's regret. There's a lot of past lingering around in your energy, and you're just ready for a change. I think that you're ready for a change. I think that you're ready for a transformation. Maybe some of you are getting ready to, you know, focus on some kind of physical glow up, you know, some kind of emotional glow up. Maybe you guys are deciding to go to therapy. Maybe you guys decide to read a book on self-help or something that changes your life. you're focused on transformation because you don't want to be stuck in this place of regret or this mindset about always focusing on the past, right? Okay, I just heard that some of you have depression. Okay, hopefully that's not the case. But if you do, it's okay. I mean, I think these changes are really necessary. Can you tell me about that Five of Cups? The Nine of Swords reversed. You're realizing that you really don't have the mental capacity to worry about something anymore. The Ten of Cups, specifically around maybe family or a relationship. I think you're trying to open yourself up to new experiences. Tell me about that Death card. Yeah, Five of Cups reversed. So you had the Five of Cups here, and the Death card is being clarified by the Five of Cups reversed. This is that not wanting to be so hung up on the woulda, coulda, shouldas, or on something that has kept you stuck for a long time. So this is, to me, movement forward. But if I'm going to be honest with you, the Death card is usually something external from us that is forcing a change or that is forcing an ending. And I don't think that's always a bad thing. It just could feel a little uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So then we have the Five of Swords reversed for this week with the Seven of Swords. Some of you are a moon in Aquarius. And then we have a Knight of Wands reversed. Well, if this Knight of Wands reversed is not you, there's somebody here who is being an idiot. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you. The Knight of Wands reversed to me is an absolute idiot. Like, have you ever met like a pompous Sagittarius person? Like a Andrew Tate, or like a, just somebody who thinks they're cool, but like they're really obnoxious. I'm not saying anything bad about Sagittarians. My mom and my daughter are Sagittarius, so is my best friend. But, you know, like the low vibrational Sag, you know, like not my favorite, right? And there's something that's very like sneaky about this person, very passive aggressive. And, but really it's coming from a place of inferiority, feeling inferior to you or to an experience. And so what this person is trying to do is they're trying to get your attention, but it's through low vibrational means. So, like, what do I mean by this? This is a perfect example. Like, if you're a woman and you've been hit on by a man, which is like pretty much everybody, right? But have you ever, and this, whether you're a man or a woman, this is just an example, okay? But has a guy ever like come up to hit on you and then you politely reject their offer and they're like, well, fuck you, bitch, you're ugly anyway, or something like that? That's the energy. That's like, since they realize they're not going to win anyway, Five of Swords reverse, it's this sneaky like, well, I'm going to get your attention regardless, but it's of low vibration. It's of low quality. You know what I'm saying? That's what it reminds me of. What's up, Boim? How you doing? Tell me about that Seven of Swords. Ace of Wands, because this person may want to try to get your attention or sleep with you. They're trying to get, it's kind of like narcissist. I'm not diagnosing this person with narcissism, but it's kind of like when narcissists, they don't really care what reaction they get from you. They just need one, you know, like that's what, because it feeds them. That's what this feels like. Now, for some of you, this is you. Okay. And if that's the case, don't do that. All right, so you know which side of the coin you're on. So just, you know, a little caution, right? Chariot reversed is your advice. The Magician. And the Six of Pentacles. Some of you doubt yourselves a lot, which kind of keeps you stuck. Okay, there could be a lot of self-doubt that you guys have. There could be this feeling that you're not good enough, or you know, your talents, gifts, skills, or abilities can't make the money that you want, or some kind of talent, gift, skill you or ability that you have isn't valuable to others. And I feel like you just need to try. And if you've been trying, I feel like you need to try harder. Because I think that you have something here, but for some of you, you're denying yourself the experience because of self-doubt. Just like we all do that, right? And then we have don't let your past hold you back. Well, there you go. And then house one. So this is a need to focus on yourself, maybe your physical health, your approach to the world, your self-image, your individuality, and something is keeping you from coming into your wholeness in that way. So until you know what that is. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Thank you guys so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis, and you can book with me there. You can find that link. It's the pinned comment in the chat section, okay? All right. What's up, Kathy? All right, let's move on to Pisces. What's going on, Pisces? Ooh, not mad at you. Pisces, you're in the energy of the Empress. Love that, honestly. What to expect this week? Six of Cups. Double oof. Double oof. The Knight of Pentacles for your advice. Okay, tell me about that Empress. The Ten of Swords reversed. Over it. That's what I just heard. Over it. Justice. Well, you guys are getting yours in the best way possible. If you have just gone through some kind of really disruptive ending, something that felt out of your hands, uncontrollable. Okay, now I'm hearing the word inconsolable. Some of you guys were inconsolable. You are finally getting justice in a situation, or you may be taking matters into your own hands, yes, but I love that this is double Venusian energy, right? We got Taurus and Libra here. That's good. That's good stuff, right? Venus likes to put a little bit of money in your pocket, right? She likes to bring you a little bit of love, maybe a little lay, maybe a little bit of art, right? Some good food, good music, stuff like that. And you guys are really pouring into yourselves. You're focused on you, what's right for you, what makes you feel good. Your energy is like top tier. You look incredible this week. Like you may be focusing on eating healthy foods to have that glow up. Maybe you're working out. Maybe you're focused on creative endeavors. Some of you are pregnant. Okay, maybe that's the case. Whatever it is, it feels like you're getting some good karma in a situation. Like something good is coming to you. Tell me about that justice, especially after a long time of trials and tribulations. The Hierophant. There can be a relationship that reaches a higher level. Maybe you end up finally committing to one another, or you're getting engaged maybe. Okay, that's obviously not going to be for all of you. Or getting married maybe. For others of you, you can be focusing on grounding yourself more, finding a lot more balance, especially by adopting some kind of spiritual practice into your day-to-day, maybe something like that. Tell me about that Empress. The Queen of Cups reversed. Yeah, especially after some kind of emotional instability. So you're nurturing those parts of yourself. There was something that, remember when I said inconsolable? Now I'm attaching this word to that Queen of Cups reversed. So you definitely went through something. I'm not going to for some reason, I don't want to clarify that Ten of Swords reverse because it feels like it's not my business. I don't usually feel like that. Usually I'll just clarify, but for some reason I feel like I shouldn't be touching that Ten of Swords reversed. I don't know why. Wow, Six of Cups, the Moon, the Four of Cups reversed. Okay. Tell me about that Six of Cups. Oh, the Three of Cups. Tell me about the Moon. I love this so much. The Ace of Wands. I love it. I think you guys have the best reading so far. So after the hard times, after the instability, feeling inconsolable, you know, there's somebody here who is of great support to you. And maybe it's a lover, sure, but it feels like somebody you have a genuine camaraderie with. This is the type of person that you can share your fears with. You know, you can share things that you've been suppressing, things that you wouldn't normally talk about with others. And this person is being really supportive of that. I think you're creating really great memories this week as well. There's this energy of you you're allowing your fears to motivate you as opposed to hinder you or stop you from doing what it is that you want to do. You're really listening to yourself this week as well. And the Four of Cups reverse can be where, yes, we went through a disappointing situation, but we're choosing to be happy. We're not choosing to harbor resentment or guilt or whatever. So I love that. The Knight of Pentacles for your advice with the Fool reversed and the Two of Cups. So something is going to take time. Something that you're working on or something that you want is going to take time. You know, and it's really about, I don't want to say perfecting something, but it's about working on something enough to be able to lay the groundwork to set yourself up for success in the long run without making impulsive decisions. You know, so it can be like, oh, I really want to have a healthy and loving relationship, okay? But if you're unhealed or you have, you know, severe trauma that maybe you haven't worked through yet, you're essentially just going to figuratively vomit that onto another person. So how healthy is it really going to be? You know, so it's whatever it is, it's asking you to lay the groundwork. It's asking you to lay the groundwork for it. Okay. Emotions are running high. And the Sun. So this isn't about suppression or suppressing your emotions when they feel volatile, but channeling them into something that is constructive, in my opinion. Whether that's creativity or you have a friend that you can talk to, don't shove those emotions down, okay? Honor yourself enough to be able to express them or create something with them, okay? So Pisces, that is what I have for you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. You can find that link right here in the chat box. It is the pinned comments. Moving on to Aries, and then super chat questions if we have any. All right, Aries. Aries, Aries, Aries. Show me Aries for this week. The Tower. Okay. The Tower. The Three of Wands reversed for what's happening this week. My goodness. And the Eight of Pentacles for your advice. Okay. Tell me about that Tower. The Star reversed. The Ace of Cups reversed. Tell me about that tower, please. The Wheel of Fortune. Well, that's good. You're letting it go, man. You know, you just are. You're just letting it go. You don't believe in something anymore, and you're realizing that you can't force it. It's draining you to no end, you know. And I hate to sound so negative, but I like can't make something up for you, you know. But the good thing is that you're not trying to wear yourself thin or wear yourself out by trying to keep a falling tower alive or up. You're like, okay, I don't really have control over this, and quite frankly, I don't think that I want to. And so you're letting it go. You're really just letting it go. Can you tell me more? Tell me about the star reversed. The world reversed. Something doesn't have the legs to stand on. And I say that because the tower, it's like, it's weak. It's built on a shitty foundation. The world is Saturn. And so Saturn is about longevity. It's about maturity. It's about having a foundation in a way, in my opinion. It's about doing the work, and then that's when you get the reward. And you really feel like there's something that's been built on a shaky foundation, and you're trying to think about it with your higher mind, like, you know what, I can't kill myself trying to keep this afloat anymore, because it doesn't have the legs to stand on. All right. God. Jeez. Okay. 3 of Wands reversed. Page of Wands reversed. 9 of Wands reversed. It's like waiting on a package to arrive that just never shows up. It's like waiting on someone to grow up and they never do. Or, you know, if I'm going to be honest with you, I'm sorry, Aries. I hate to make it sound so crappy, but for some of you, you feel like you're getting the cold shoulder, or you feel like you're getting maybe some bad news a little bit. Let me just see. What's that Page of Wands reverse? Like something isn't happening that you may have wanted to happen. The Devil reversed. Tell me about that 3 of Wands reversed. Somebody's like impatient. The 5 of Cups. Because I saw that Temperance reverse try to come out, but I didn't grab it. So it seems like this is if this is not you, okay, if this is not you, then this is somebody else who has essentially grown impatient, but they're not handling it in the best way. They're kind of blowing shit up a little bit. They're getting paranoid, or they're taking something out on you maybe. And you're going to start to realize how toxic something actually is, or how toxic someone else is. Now, for others of you, this may be you, okay? You may be kind of flipping the fuck out. You may be getting paranoid. You may not know how to handle your emotions. And so you get, you know, you say some things that maybe you shouldn't. But for whoever this is, I don't feel like it's you though. Why is this all happening? The 8 of Pentacles can be over a work situation or a lack of effort. Like somebody may not be progressing in a way that you'd like, or you may feel like you're not progressing in the way that you'd like in a certain area, and you're like, yeah, fuck that, you know. And so, because the 8 of Pentacles, this is like where we're really putting in an effort. So if the 8 of Pentacles is the reason for the tower happening, then that means progress is not being made, effort is not being put in, or something is not meeting a standard. Well, then we have the Eight of Pentacles for the advice. That's kind of funny. I didn't even think about that. The King of Wands and the King of Swords reversed. So if I'm going to be honest with you, if this is you, okay, it's telling you that you really need to put in an effort towards the thing that you're trying to build and the thing that you're trying to master. And you need to weed out some kind of distractions that you may have in your life to be able to accomplish the things that you need to. So for instance, if I'm trying to write a book, but I keep scrolling on my phone every 5 minutes, that's not really weeding out the distractions. And how long is that going? How long is this book going to take to make? You know what I'm saying? So, and there's something about that, and you're needing to be very, very realistic about whatever this goal is that you have in mind. For others of you, if somebody else is not putting in the effort that you need them to, stop letting them gaslight you into thinking that and making you think that you're crazy. Okay, if that's the case, a new start is coming. And Libra, you guys may have a new relationship on your way. It could be a new business partnership. It could be romantic, etc. It seems like there may be some kind of collaboration here. What's the new start about? The Page of Pentacles reversed, something that has been delayed, where you haven't been putting in an effort. There's something, this is like something in your 3D reality. Maybe it's you're having a relationship with a new physical trainer. You know, maybe it's a business consultant, something like that. Okay. So Aries, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to book a super chat question to get your cards read during the live, then you can head on over to hipsy.com/Violetta Alexis and you can book with me there. Alrighty. All right. Yeah, they are out today. Just ignore them. Oh, shout out to Zen. Zen, thank you so much for the coin. I appreciate you. Thank you for the birthday shmoney. That means a lot. I feel sweaty. Alrighty. God, it's so freaking hot in here, dude. Okay, we have super chatter number 1. Okay, what keeps this person interacting with them? The devil, obsession, sex, attention. You know, like if this person has like a inferiority complex, for instance, and they feel like you make them feel better about that. You know, they attach themselves to you. This is more about attachment than it is connection, if I'm being honest. Why aren't they pursuing this person? The Eight of Cups reversed. They may be focused on something else from the past. If I'm going to be honest, they may still be stuck on in the past. Could be with the past connection, with the past person, something like that. All right, we have number 2. Which reading is for me? The Capricorn reading. Just look at the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. That's not a specific sign, that's just the element. So look at Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but Capricorn is your number 1. Interestingly enough, number 2. Number 3. Okay, is she going to be able to, is number 3 going to be able to meet somebody this year romantically? The Hierophant, I think so. Could be a person with a very strong Taurus energy. You can meet them through some kind of spiritual practice or some kind of educational pursuit. Maybe you meet them in a school, in a class. Maybe they're your life coach. They can be like a mentor kind of person. How will she meet this person? Yeah, it feels like something spiritual, something creative. You can be like, this can be when you're between like a rock and a hard place, or you're feeling kind of stuck. But I see Taurus and Pisces here. So I would put, if I were you, I would put myself into like educational communities or spiritual communities. You're already in one, right? So something like that. Number 4. Oh, thank you, number 4. All right, what's going to happen in the near future between number 4 and that person? The Lovers and the 2 of Swords. Show me the rest of this year between these two. The Temperance reversed. Whoops. And the Ace of Wands reversed. There's a lot of too much and then not enough. Like the Temperance reversed, this can be like where it's too much of a good thing is not always a good thing, which can kind of halt things. So like maybe giving too much attention, and then that kind of halts things, or maybe we feel like we're spending too much time together. The Temperance reverse can also represent where we're losing patience because something isn't, Ace of Wands reverse, isn't taking off in the way that we want it to. So this year can feel a little shaky, but I do like that the Lovers is here with the 2 of Swords. There can be some kind of communication or connection between the 2 of you, but it feels like there's bigger fish to fry. Like there are certain things that are not being said, or we're trying to avoid how we're feeling, which I feel like is more so probably him, based on what I know about you and this person. So it's like, it's a bit of a mixed bag. The Lovers is really, really great, but if we don't take accountability for the Lovers, or we don't give into that energy, it's like, what can we really do about it? Thank you, number 4. We have number 5. Aw, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, let me see. So I asked what you can expect external from you, and I got the 8 of Wands reversed with the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. So it feels like something is kind of blocking you from this 10 of Pentacles, which is legacy, wealth, you know, money, feeling comfortable, more than comfortable rather, right? And we're actually in this decan right now, which is kind of interesting because this is this decan right now. It's my birthday tarot card. And so there can be some kind of blockage. What's that blockage? The 2 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Be careful of biting off more than you can chew, making impractical decisions, you know, putting too much, juggling too much at one time. I feel like this is about one foot in front of the other. This can be shit like, you know, and Venus and Virgo is great for this. Making lists, right? To-do lists. Making schedules, things like this are going to be really helpful for you to be able to get to that 10 of Pentacles. Because I feel like you can really make something out of what it is that you're doing, something that can last for a long time, something that maybe is still around when you're gone, something that is financially viable. Yeah, I feel like you're going to move forward. I feel like there's something that you need to move forward with. I want you to not push something too much to the brink of exhaustion or where it feels like it's being forced. If anything, trust that everything will work out itself in due time. And again, try not to bite off more than you can chew or take too much on. Doing more doesn't always necessarily mean that it is better, right? Like, I know that I used to think that I looked better when I like piled on a shit ton of makeup, and I actually looked worse. I looked so bad. And, you know, it took a Virgo rising actually to be like, You know, I really feel like you don't need the extensions. I feel like less makeup for you. And like, at first I was really against the idea. And then, like, they were right, in my opinion. So, right, more is not always better. Okay. And if you feel like you have a lot on your plate, write the lists, do all that stuff. Just don't bite off more than you can chew. Because it's going to happen. Thank you, number 5. Number 6. Have I already met my divine life partner? No. 4 of Wands reverse, no. Okay, who is this person's divine life partner? Show me their personality. 7 of Wands reversed. 9 of Swords reversed. Knight of Cups reversed. Okay. I feel like this is a grower and not a shower. Okay. And I don't mean that with their private parts. I'm talking about like in regards to their sense of confidence and who they are. I think that when you meet this person, they may feel a little intimidated. They may kind of come off as a little defensive or like they have something to prove a little bit, but it's just coming from a place of insecurity. And it's something that they internalize. There's, you know, this, I hate to say it, right? But your divine life partner can be a little like wrestling with some jealousy, okay? They can be a little moody, but it's just coming from a place of insecurity. For some reason, I feel like part of the reason why they meet you is to, is that you're going to take them out of that, or there's something about your presence or who you are that incites some kind of challenge to become more confident within themselves. This can be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, okay, Sun, Moon, or Rising, but they definitely have water in their big 3. Thank you, number 6. Number 7. What to expect personally over the next couple of weeks. Let me see. Show me her energy first. The Queen of Wands. Okay. Damn. Okay. Well, I feel like you're looking good, feeling good, smelling good, number 7. I mean, you look incredible. The money looks good this week. It looks like you're taking the lead in your own life. There can be something that you're performing or that you're doing that really kind of gets the eyes on you a little bit. You are treating yourself, I think, as well. And that seems to be going really well. But you just look very confident. You look like you're chilling. You don't really look like you need anybody. What about things external from her? Ace of Swords reversed, the 3 of Swords reversed. You can feel like somebody is battling, like maybe somebody that you've had some heartache with, or somebody that feels hurt by you, or that maybe hurt you, or whatever. You could feel like they're not really very vocal this week. You could feel like there's really not a whole lot of communication. There's not a lot of clarity around some kind of, some person maybe that has hurt you or that is hurting. Okay? But you look great, so I'm really not mad about it. I feel like this is a really good time to treat yourself and to be confident in your own skin. Number 8. Okay. What could she expect from this person in the near future? The 4 of Pentacles reversed, the 2 of Wands reversed. It's like wanting to take a risk. It's, you know what it feels like? It feels like this person has their foot on the brakes and the gas pedal at the same time. Like the same time. It's like wanting to take a chance and then, you know, shit in your pants before you do it, and then you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lack of planning. It's a fear of coming out of one's comfort zone. Maybe a little bit of fear of loss as well, even though the desire to take a risk or take a chance is there. Number 9. Okay. Let me see. I feel like there will be a feminine person here who helps him with that Queen of Swords. Five of Pentacles reverse can be like where our financial situation gets better, where maybe we pay off some debts. You know, we're not feeling like we're at a loss or we're at a deficit. And it feels like this person may be making very logical decisions or creating a partnership with someone that essentially helps him. So it looks like it does get better, and there may be an opportunity for him to pay you in some regard. It's not like a, oh my God, right? It's not like a 9 of Pentacles or a 10 of Pentacles, but it is like a revival of some kind of negative deficit financial situation. So it looks like it does get better. Alrighty. Okay. How do I frickin' stop this? All right, there we go. All right, you guys, I love you. I hope you have a great day. I'm going to go celebrate the rest of my birthday by doing absolutely nothing and eating a nice, juicy cupcake. As always, if you guys want to book a super chat question, or not a super chat question, a full-blown personal reading, you can do that on my website at violettaalexis.com. Shout out to my mods. You guys absolutely kicked ass today. I'm really sorry. I know that the trolls were out. So shout out to Kinez, Complexity, and Lori, of course. Shout out to Lori for the timestamps as per usual. And happy early birthday to my VIP mod of the year, Lori. Her birthday's tomorrow, so make sure you guys show her a lot of love as well. And I'm going to go celebrate the rest of my birthday today. I love you guys. Have a good one, and I'll talk soon. Bye.